Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. This evening we're looking at the farm that we're going to be moving the cows on to. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. In about 6 days, 6 to 7 days they'll be in here. We've got 40 acres on this particular farm on this side, and there's another 120 just over that valley over there. This was pretty much all roadweed, and this little devil right here. This is the bad one. This one is called lanceleaf ragweed. There's common ragweed, there's giant ragweed, and there's lanceleaf for us here in Missouri. And this one, we haven't found anything that'll eat that except for sheep if you get them real tight. If you take your fingers and rub them together like that, you smell that, boy, you talk about a fragrance, it's about to knock you over. It's got a resin in it here in another week or two. When you rub your fingers together on it, you won't be able to get them apart. It's that sticky. But there's not much of it in here. Okay, there's one plant right there. There's another one. But this used to be solid. This was solid lanceleaf ragweed when we bought this farm, or the cows bought it. The cows bought this 3 years ago, and the landowner that was here passed away, and the people that inherited it, they wanted to sell it, and so our cows bought it. Okay, but we have fed quite a bit of hay on this farm since we've bought it. Didn't feed hardly any over here because we didn't know how long we were going to have it. It was on a year-by-year lease. That's all he was comfortable giving us, so that's what we went with. And we had it leased for about 18 years like that. But again, we didn't know if we were going to get it the next year or not. So once we decided, once the cows bought it, we came in here and we've been feeding, about 100 bales just on this ridge. Well, I say this ridge, all the way across over there, all the way down in that valley. And then up on that hill, there's another paddock we call the Highline paddock. And there's the new pond we just dug out. It's not full yet, but we're letting the water come up a little bit at a time when we get rain. And right now we put a wire around it, let the cows drink from the edge, okay? But God, I just cannot believe. I mean, before we bought this farm, folks, the first year I leased it, a rabbit would have to carry his lunch to make it across this farm. There just wasn't anything out here. I'm just sitting here drooling now. I mean, look at this. My God, there's got to be 60% clover in here. And it's a mixture. There's white, there's red, I mean, there's some Alsike. You know, if we dig down the canopy here, let's just pull this back. Get down to the dirt. If I can find the dirt. See, there's just no bare ground. Oh, y'all see that stuff movement in there? There's life. It's coming out. Look at all the little infants. And this video's not picking them up. Anytime you disturb their home, there's life down and they start booking around. Oh, one hit me in the face. Look at all that carbon. Compliments of our cattle mob. Trampling on the ground. Folks, this is September 17th. We're less than 30 days away from our first killing frost. Look at the feed in here. So we're just going to bounce them across here. We're just going to take one bite and leave. We don't want to graze it down too short, because guess what? We got fescue here, and this stuff's going to kick. We get a rain here. We've been about 10, 12 days now without rain, and I hate to tell people that because I know some people haven't had any rain all summer. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't even mention rain, but we could use one. It's just been a little bit, about 92, I think it was 95 today, and seasonably hot for this late in September. It's crazy. We had a fairly cool August, and then when September got here, we were all like, oh, it's fall. And summer said, no, it's not fall. We're going to kick you in the teeth again. But it's pretty cool. We're placing some bales up there on top. You can kind of see the tops of them. But see that tall grass sticking up across the top of the hill? That's all big blue stem. And that was the first bales that we unrolled in here back in 2016. I guess it was the year we bought it. We unrolled big blue stem bales. The guy baled some. It was over mature. He's kind of apologizing. He said it was ditch filler. And I bought it for $15 for 1,500 pound net wrap bales. I was just ecstatic. I'm like, oh my God, look at all the seed that I got for $15 a bale. So I took those big net wrap bales and I brought them up here on the top of that hill, all the way across this farm. We fed them here that winter with the four-wheeler, the ATV, and the Greg Judy bale unroller that goes behind the ATV. And we coated this farm. I mean, we coated it. And the cows didn't eat very much of it because it was over mature. The guy was right. You know, it was past prime for sure, but it had tons of seed on it. Folks, big blue stem seed, if you have to buy it, it's around $30 a pound. There must have been, oh, I don't know, in each 1,500 pound bale, there's probably 20 pounds of seed in each one of those bales. I got it for $15 a bale. Are you kidding me? Keep your ears open, folks. Somebody doesn't want something they don't think's any good and it's carbon. Even if the cows won't eat it, get it out here on your land, unroll it, let the cows poop on it, stomp on it, and this is what you'll have. Folks, look at this. It's just burying. It's burying that landslave ragweed. Look at that. Here's the landslave. It's mixed in there. But look what's coming up amongst it. The fescue and the clovers. It's telling the landslave, get the heck out of here. This is our growing space now. God, this is beautiful. Our cows are going to think they're in a candy store when they come in here. It's all you can see. It's just this beautiful, fresh clover that's come up. Of course, there's some fescue tips in here, a little bit of orchard grass, some bluegrass in the very bottom there. There's some foxtail. Okay, they'll eat the foxtail as long as it's not too mature. Yep. There's a little spot of it. Our nemesis, that's the Sericea lespedeza. There's one clump there. And it's wanting to set up shop there. It's not going to. Because when I get done making this video, I'm going to reach down and I'm going to pull that dude. Because each one of those plants puts out about 10,000 seeds. So if you see one, just an isolated one, pull it out. Take it with you. Put it in your pickup truck. Don't let those things get started. If you don't have it, don't let it get started. Sheep will eat it, but that's the first plant I've seen on this farm. And it probably got spread by a bird, which, you know, they eat the seeds and poop them out. But this is just, this is gratifying to me to see what you can do with livestock, trampling, good recovery periods, building the litter bank, getting the ground covered with green plants. Look at that. My God. Just beautiful stuff, folks. I mean, if you're a grazer, it doesn't get any better than this. Didn't cost us anything but good management. You know, trampling, buying some carbon. This farm didn't have anything on it. Folks, if there's nothing there, you've got to bring something to the table. Once you bring it to the table, give it to the livestock, let them trample it, and then leave. And be patient. This took 3 years. Last year we saw a little bit, and I'm like, okay, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Then this year it's just like, boom, here it is. Here it is. This is one of our hunting farms too. We have some deer stands on the edges, and I am looking forward to deer hunting this year. The deer are going to be all over this. This is just one big old food plot. My gosh, it's just beautiful. As a grazer, it just doesn't get any prettier than this time of year in the fall, to look out across your landscape and just know that you've got thousands of dollars worth of feed in front of your animals that was grown by sunlight and water. sunlight and water. That's all it takes. You don't have to go buy all this stuff, folks. Okay? And for those of you all just starting out, you may have 1 or 2 cows, and you're looking at, Judy Farms or whatever, and Gray's got over 300, and he's doing this, he's doing that. Folks, don't get discouraged. You can do this with 1 to 2 cows. Let's say you've only got 10 acres. It's all scale relevant. The theory is the same. Trample it, leave it long enough that it recovers fully before you come back to it. We had a guy come to our grazing school, and he was doing mob grazing. He went home and did it with 1 cow. Tied her to a rope, moved her around his yard all summer long, and did a masterful job. So he got his milk, he mowed his yard, fertilized it, and moved that cow by a rope. Now that's using ingenuity, but by golly, it worked. So, if you got small acreage, you might want to look at sheep over cows. You can run more of them. They're more suited to small acreages. It takes more acres to run a cow than it does a sheep. For St. Croix, you can pencil in about 5 to 6 ewes for what one 1,000-pound cow will eat. So if you got 10 acres, and let's say you could only run, I don't know, so let's say 3 cows, well, my gosh, you could run 15 ewes. You can have a lot more babies to sell. You can run just more meat, Gosh, this is so beautiful. Folks, I've carried on here a little bit, but I just wanted to show you all what we're going to be turning on to. And for those of you all with smaller farms, go for it. You can do this. It doesn't have to be 150 cows or 300 cows. Whatever you have, just make sure you don't overstock. So at the start, let's say you've got, you got 100 acres, or let's scale back. You got 20 acres. Be conservative. Bring in 5 cows, okay? And put them in one group. Start moving those 5 cows around that 20 acres. But make sure you don't come back to where you started until that plant is recovered. How do you know it's recovered? Here's how you know it's recovered. It's got a tip on the end, okay? The grass plant's got a tip on the end. It's ready to graze again. If you come back before that, you're overgrazing and it's going to be a wreck. I'd rather start out with a few cows, maybe be understocked slightly, and once you find that out, you can always go get another cow, or maybe 5 sheep, or whatever. Don't start with too many animals. It'll be a wreck. Folks, this is Greg Judy signing off on a beautiful fall evening, and everyone have a great day, and remember, you only live one day, so do what you enjoy, and have fun doing it.